Welcome back to Stack Your Points. As always, I'm Matt from Matt Clausen YouTube channel, joined this week by Craig. Craig, how are you?
I'm doing well. It has been a lovely week, and I am hammering through.
Understandable. And we're joined by Lonnie or Mr. Call Me Lonnie himself. Lonnie, how are you doing today?
You know what? I'm making it. Today I'm making it happen, making it through. I don't know, but I'm making it.
It is one of those days I absolutely understand. That was me for the last 6 weeks. Yeah. Stress at work is always fun.
Hey, they pay you for something.
Sometimes I ask myself what.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yep. RJ's on assignment this week, so let's jump into it as we usually do with our questions. Our first question comes from Double Animal Fries. I almost want to say longtime member of the channel, but channel member and big time presence in our Discord, stackyourpoints.com. Join the Discord. Double asks, can you comment on gardening, sitting on your hands, not applying for credit cards, whatever you want to call it? It's so easy to get sucked into first year justification for almost any card. I know the hosts themselves are more measured in their approach compared to with many others in the community. So any advice you have for credit card enthusiasts? Craig, I'll throw to you first.
Yeah, I think that we should divest our ideas from gardening and sitting on hands. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think sometimes gardening is a good thing, right? Like you do not need to open a new card every single cycle or time that you need to make a humongous purchase. Now, if there is a specific financial reason that you're opening a new card, wholeheartedly support it. But if the only reason sometimes is I want more points, and if it is not necessarily lending itself to your core strategy or a advisable strategy, do you really need to do that? So, for example, I opened 2 new cards this year. I opened the City Strata Premier and the American Airlines Executive card. But for 2 oddly specific reasons. One, I'm closing out my American Express Gold card probably sometime in the next 6 months. My annual fee hits next month, but I am less than trustworthy of Citi, so I'm giving them a little bit of a trial run before I do the full closure. And I'm traveling less for work now. So I wanted those extra 20,000 points to ensure I got to Executive Platinum again. And I can finally tell you all why I'm traveling less. So we all know my wife's doing the whole PhD thing and I got the promotion at work, but I am also having another tiny human. So yes, between 2 small crotch goblins and a promotion and a degree, life has hands. And those hands are right now kicking my ass. Keeping that in mind, what's wrong, man?
Life hands. Those hands are kicking my ass. No, hands don't kick.
Matt, the way that these hands are going upside my ass and head, they are kicking me. They are punching
Semantics.
You know what? Pause.
Continuing. But I think gardening can be a good thing, right? So I'm doing this because I'm both reducing my annual fees, but all this yada. I don't have any expectations to open any cards outside of something that is truly a magical, wonderful, awe-inspiring offer in 2026, right? And that's okay, right? I think we have a lot of pressure and not pressure as individual pressuring, but I think as community pressure to continuously open new cards, right? If you look at some of the other creators, and I want to be like very clear, this is not a shot at anybody. I'm not insinuating anything about credit or anything like that or how financially healthy somebody is, but love her and I give her super chats so I can say this. Kiki has 100 cards. Nobody needs 100 cards. But Key is also, I will say, one of the closest things that we can say to a Points and Miles like redemption expert. She's one of those, right? But also, I know that she still has a very genuine core strategy to that. And sometimes gardening just isn't for her. And that's okay, right? But she also has a very thick credit profile. I think gardening is there both to preserve your credit profile, but also to let you know it's okay to pump the brakes, right? Like gardening in its setting aside the credit card thing, I garden right now. Quite literally, I have a box that I just got from the garlic company to plant garlic. It is a long-term thing. It is there to help you relax and understand the process of growth, right? Like sometimes it is okay to watch the dividends come in and watch the setup that you have made and move forward from there. And so I don't necessarily think it's sitting on the hands, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I think that gardening also gives you patience. Patience is a virtue, and it is not oftentimes the easiest thing to do. And so it sets you up for success later on. But that's my viewpoint of it. And I think that many of us, myself included, could be very much so in a better position to do anything later with the opportunity for gardening. It's no different than having a large cash supply for, hey, I'm sitting on this right now so I can buy something later. So that's my take on it.
No, that definitely makes a lot of sense. Lonnie, your thoughts here?
My first thought is that the camera angle of this iPad on my desk is absolutely awesome with this forced perspective thing happening. And also, my microphone's in like the field of vision. Like it's never in the field of vision. But hey, y'all, there's my microphone. Anyway, let's actually like skip over the fun stuff and go straight back to the question.
Lonnie's just doing new angle. Who dis?
So my take on gardening is more of get what you need when you need it versus get what you want when you want it. And going a lot with what Craig had said, I also slightly agree that there's this perception or this pressure from the broader community that you always have to be applying for another card. I got it. I just got this sub in, I hit 424. I got to get another card. I finished paying for the sub. I got to get another card. Oh, wait, they're doing an inflated offer. I got to get that card because I got to get that offer. And that's just one view of it. But then the other flip side of that is that get what you need when you need it. Let's just be real. I've said this before. I have like now 15, 16, I don't even know anymore. Credit cards, all open, all active, all basically at zero balance. So nothing against anyone there. But I don't need that many. And once you get into this game at whatever level, at some point you just start hitting the apply button. You get that itch, you get that W, you get that dopamine hit, whatever it is. And you just start hitting that button. And then you realize I don't really need all of that, or you're forced to not need all of that. You're forced to, I can't apply for nothing else because no one's going to give me another card right now. And you're just like, hey, I need to chill, or I want to chill. I just need to relax. And I'm currently at that point. And you've heard me say it in previous episodes. I don't need another card. There's absolutely no point for me to, everything that I would spend money on is fully covered between all of my cards. Now, granted, some cards might only have one or two purposes. Like I only use it for this account. I only use it to pay for Netflix because I get more points when I pay for Netflix with this one card. I might only have, Craig mentioned the Amex Gold card, where for me, or right now, my Amex Gold card does nothing but pay for groceries. I don't use it for anything else unless a good Amex offer pops up. That's what I forgot in my members only video. That's the one that I have brain farted on. The Amex offers. Sorry. If you've seen it, if you don't, then whatever. I've had a day, okay? Anyway, but unless it has an Amex offer, I don't really use it anymore. I just use my Amex Platinum card for basically everything right now. One, because it had an Amex offer where spend X amount, get X amount of points. I'm like, sweet, I'm going to use it. Also, if you watch my members only, there's been a sub story of when to buy things and trying to return them, where my Amex card has completely covered me today. Got all $3,000 back because of them, because Amex wants my business. F Target. Anyway, sorry, another tangent, third tangent in this answer. But I say all that because I don't need all the cards. They all have a similar purpose. And so it's like, why go get another card for the sake of getting another card? Now, if you're sub hunting, sure, go sub hunt. But you still should have a purpose. You've heard me say it. I'll say it again. Your points should have a purpose and an exit strategy. So if you're just out there getting points, if you want to have a conversation about it, let's have a conversation about it. But if you're going to have a conversation with me, then I have the right in the conversation. What are you using them for? What are you getting those points for? What are you going to use this card for after you're done with it? And whatever your answer is, your answer in your opinion, but you should have an answer. Oh, I'm not going to get it. I'm going to cancel it in a year. That's an answer. I respect it. But what do you still, that answer, what are you going to use the points for? In my opinion, gardening is just taking a break. Just chill. Doesn't mean you're in game status. Doesn't mean you're out of the game. Doesn't mean you're not going to get another credit card. Doesn't mean you're going to start canceling stuff. It's just, you know what? I'm good for right now. I got enough points to do what I need to do. I got enough cards to cover what I need to spend on. And I'm just going to chill and just wait for whatever comes and just relax for a bit, which is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. To that end, if you're in this gardening or chill zone or whatever you want to call it, this time when you're not applying for cards, it's always a good time to evaluate the cards, the setup that you have.
Yep.
Evaluate the partners that you're working with. Evaluate like what your strategy is going forward or what your strategy may potentially change going forward. We're going to talk about that more later when we get into topics. We're going to highlight a couple of things with potentially chase, where if you're now in a position where you need more chase points, you may not be able to get chase points as easily as you thought that you could before. Now you have to potentially have to lean into spending. God forbid you have to spend with your chase cards. Oh no. But then there's ways to offset that depending on what cards you have, right? This is where point stacking, this is where getting creative, this is where utilizing some of the tips and tricks that Lonnie has mentioned, or Bo from blanking on Bo's channel right now, but Bo's Credit and Travel, I think that's his channel. But like point stacking is a great way to continue to build your points, continue to work on things like American Airlines loyalty or loyalty program or loyalty spend with United. Depending on what United card you have, you can earn PQPs just through your spend with the Quest and the Club card. I think it's $25 every $25 of PQP with the Quest card, and every $15.
It's 15 on the black, 20 with the purple, the Quest.
Okay.
So every $20 on the purple Quest card, you get one PQP, and you can get it's a couple thousand PQP in a year.
Spend.
Yep.
There's something with PQP on the Explorer, but before I fall down that tangent,
it's not great on the Explorer.
Yeah, there's other ways to build out your continue building out your PQPs. Mileage plus X spend doesn't necessarily equal PQPs, but I'm sure when the reconfigured United Travel launches, that it'll give you PQPs as well. If you're in JetBlue, tiles. Focus more of your spend on JetBlue with your JetBlue card. Every $100 on the JetBlue card with JetBlue is a tile. Every $1,000 on that card is a tile. So there's shortcuts to maintain your status that way if you're working on airline status. Another thing you'll want to look out for going forward, American Airlines just launched this. Delta has just launched this. I won't be surprised if United starts launching this in the not too distant future. Rove is going to be launching this. Caveat, just to let y'all know, again, as I mentioned last week, I'm a moderator on a Rove Facebook group. They're giving me a stipend of miles every month for moderating this group. Disclosure over. They're going to be launching card linked offers, and I'm sure Built will also be launching card linked offers in the near future. Card linked offers are going to be a way to potentially earn more points, loyalty points, PQPs, MQDs, whatever. So start looking out for those. Now you can attach it to any card and get more points in addition to the points that you're earning. So there's a bunch of different ways to refocus your spend, looking at how and where you spend, and then adding in some stacking strategies along the way. Rakuten, Top Cashback, Rove. What's the other one? Swag Bucks. If anybody uses Swag Bucks, who knows? Who cares? If you hold the Chasing Cash and you're fine by doing the gift card game, you can do the gift card game with the Chasing Cash. Not a particular strategy that we really highlight here on the show. It is a way to do it. You get 5 times points per dollar at office supply stores. Go to your local Office Max or Staples, gift card, boom, 5 times points, up to 25,000 in spend. Again, we don't really focus on business cards, but that is a play that can be done, assuming you have that card. But before that, Chase has a shopping portal. Use the Chase shopping portal. It's buried and they need to resurface it better. But Chase
They
has
need a
shopping
Chrome
cart.
extension bad, yes.
They need a Chrome extension. You know what they need? Honestly, they need a separate Chase travel app and a separate Chase shopping app.
They just don't need to make it so I need to literally log into my account to
And
access
bury yourself.
Did that, I'd go all in on Chase, but it's just tedious getting to it.
Yeah,
I'll say it's tedious getting to it. But that's why y'all should bookmark your websites. Heard me say that one before.
I try, but the extensions and
you still got to log in though, even if you bookmark it. So,
yep, those will get you an extra 1 to 8 or 9 points per dollar. And when you're talking at a base of 1 or 1.5, that extra point, that extra 9 points adds up. There's a ton of different ways to continually make your spend work for you instead of just like going out and spending hard. Now, you can still add a card selectively when the time eventually comes to come out of the garden or whatever. Other things you can do, look for upgrade offers. I'm currently working an upgrade offer on the Hilton Surpass. I upgraded my Hilton Honors to the Hilton Surpass to get an extra 75,000 Hilton points on $3,000 in spend. Guess what? I can naturally hit $3,000 in 6 months. Why not go grab an extra 75,000 points? They're Hilton points. It is what it is. But I don't need a new. I didn't get a new card. I'm still getting a boatload of points, and it's spend I'm already doing. Oh, and that spend I'm already doing on food. 6 times Hilton points on groceries. 6 times Hilton points on dining. 6 times Hilton points on gas.
You know something really messed up and goes against the grain of everything we talk about is that I could probably do downgrade, upgrade on my MX Gold, except for I won't get my white gold card back. So I don't want to do it. Moment of truth.
That is an Amex specific strategy. Potentially Chase may be getting into that game as well, where you could upgrade the Sapphire Preferred to the Reserve, get an upgrade offer. I don't know if they're going to do downgrades, but that may be an exploit for Chase, and I really hope it's not, because y'all like breaking things. Not y'all. You know who you are in terms of wanting to break things. Stop it. But
personally, I'm a classic gold type of man, but I respect your choices.
I know I won't get it back, and so I don't want to lose it.
I have 2, one from the business and one from the personal, sitting in like my little did card graveyard. And at some point, I'm going to make a little collage out of all my like retired Amex cards.
I have so much graveyard that I have so many of those little envelopes that say, hey, send back your metal cards, but I don't trust them because the account number is the same. And it's really easy to create a program that can guess the 4 digits on the front of my card. You don't even need to create a program. You can probably just type that into the Google search and find a generator that can go through all of them quickly. How is that secure and safe? It's not.
Exactly.
So I just hold on to it. They need to have a recycling center. Like I might just drive up to the Visa building one day and just, where can I put these? No, that's not going to get me arrested.
Nope. Nope.
Do it for science.
No, I don't want to try.
Could just drive over to MasterCard's headquarters and just fling metal MasterCards just over the gate. You take these back.
Another tangent for you. Did you ever hear the story of the former CEO of Verizon? People used to take the Verizon bill and throw it on his front yard, throw it over the gate on his front yard.
Good, he deserved it.
That's not how you pay your bill.
Lonnie, I don't think they were caring about paying the bill. I think they were annoyed with how the bill was presented to them in triplicate, like this big.
They were literally putting checks in the envelope, so they were trying to pay the bill.
Oh, yeah, that's not how that's done.
I love the way that people choose to protest sometimes. And it's like, have we taught you nothing? Don't include money in.
It's how we got iJustine.
Yeah.
Her first real viral video was going over her AT&T bill, which was 56 pages long or something.
Which is 100% just a ploy to keep you from understanding what the bill actually is.
Oh yeah.
You don't need all that.
Nope. So thanks, Double. Before we go too much further, our next question comes from AP, who asks, which creator, points or otherwise, would you like to have on the show like you guys had with Josh and Key, and why? Lonnie, who are some creators, doesn't have to be points and miles, but some creators you'd love to have on the show?
Usually those people get invited because I'm not here, so this is a hard one for me to answer. Who would I like to see take my spot and fill in for me?
That's not how I'm trying to present, Lonnie. Don't put that in there. Don't put those words in my mouth. Come on now.
The people that helped me from the get up, the sub 1000s folks like Sledge, Chad's Money Minix, Anthony Venture, the Ride or Dies that have been there from literally like day one. I've said this before. Chad subbed to my channel before I even hit 100. Those types of people that's always been a supporter on my channel, people that I've looked up to, help me in multiple ways, and also allowed the two-way street, have openly admitted how I have changed their minds or helped them. Let's go ahead and add Joe Barreto to that. Cesar Joel, let's go ahead and add him to that.
Damn, Lonnie, leave some for the rest of us.
Let's go ahead and add Kid Cat to that.
This guy.
And I'm not saying that to be funny, but at the same time, there are so many good co-creators out there that let's bring Tariq back for an episode. Let's train it. Let's just. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bow off. Craig, who you got?
Craig is feeling everything that Lonnie feels every time that
got
RJ or I speak before Lonnie.
Who you got left?
You quite literally went through the entirety of my list from credit card points and miles people. Like
Doesn't have
quite
to be
literally
points and miles.
everyone. And the worst part is you did it damn near in order, with exception of Chad. I had Sledge, Chad, Joe, Tariq, AV. Forget me. I didn't want to add nobody in there. But for non-points and miles people, I'm going to say some random YouTubers that I think would be interesting to talk to. He's a little volatile, jarring to some, but Caleb Hammer, I find some of Matt, give me a second, Matt. Give me a second. I can see it. I find him to be, for the clickbait shorts, just completely unwatchable. However, I think when we dig into some of his other like actual true conversations with people that he's trying to actually help and not just clown for a short, I find him to be a little bit more empathetic in situations. But what I will say is a lot of his content, not okay. Neither here nor there. And then two that are completely outside of the blue, but did meet James from Did Meet and Roanoke Gaming. They've grown their channels like really exponentially. I'd love to see what they do from a points and miles standpoint, and that's purely because I know James from Did Meet actually is a huge Amex fanboy, both from his subs and whatnot. And so I would just love to see what does a multi-staff, multi-payroll channel do with points, miles, and otherwise. Because I believe he's got maybe 22 people on his staff full-time.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, between editors, writers, the researchers, which I didn't know YouTube researcher was a career path, but I love that for him. So yeah,
Yep.
That's my go.
Oh yeah, no, the research angle of things, like making sure your presenter has everything on their P's and Q's, like where they sound like they know what they're talking about. Yeah, no, you do need a handy researcher on staff, especially if you're doing stuff like historical content or the true crime stuff. Or I guess developing recipes, or what's the other one that would be a research heavy? Doesn't matter. Anyway, points or otherwise. So which creator would you like to have on the show? So in the points world, Julia from GeoBreeze would be fantastic. I'm sorry, Craig. For those on the audio feed, Craig just looks like I just punched him in the face. I did not. Julia from Geo Breeze would be great. I think any of the moms from the Travel Moms podcast, or the name was literally put in the comments, and I looked at the name at the comments from last week's video, and I'm blanking on them again because it's quarter to midnight. Oops. Any of the Travel Moms. Bo from Bo's Credit and Travel would be fantastic. Michael would be interesting from Michael Wong and our friend John R, just because he's our friend. And John can give us an extra Amex view. But going outside of points and miles and Julia for redemptions, again, I'm a big fan of Adam Ragusa. I would love to just have him on and see if credit cards are even a thing for him with all the things that he involves himself with. I am certain that he is very skeptical of credit cards, but he understands how credit cards work. But he would not be somebody who would be in the points and miles game until you tell him, oh, you earn cash back. You can take that cash back and buy the points you want to save even more on your travel. Like that concept, I think he would grok, but I think the spend money, make welcome offer over and over again, he would find tedious, but I would also just love to have a conversation with him. Outside of Ragusa, is there anyone else? Future Canoe would be funny. Just because he's in his 20s, he's back in school, and he still does his cooking videos. And I can't really think of anyone else off the top of my head. And if we ever got to a point where we could invite Marquez, that would be amazing. But Marquez ain't got time for us, unfortunately.
That's just, you're wasting the ink in your email on that one.
Oh, yeah. That's why the ink isn't even getting spilt on that one.
Just gets filtered out as spam. Doesn't even get to the inbox.
Maybe we could get a non-creator but involved in the points and miles world in the not too distant future. Anyway, so yeah, thanks AP. Our next question comes from Jason, who asks, or ladder emoji, if Chase seems to be moving toward a more aggressive once in a lifetime rules, is 524 not long for this world? Craig, do you think Chase is going to be doing away with 524 once and for all?
So I think they have to, if we are going to go into a once in a lifetime setup. So my thought process being, Chase cards do not have the ability to generate a massive amount of points outside of the subs that you will get, or outside of, let's say that you're spending an absolute ton on 8X flights, hotels, rental cars, and the portal on the Chase Sapphire Reserve. There's no real way to spend to get a massive amount of Chase points, right? And so you also have to think, outside of dining, and if you have an insurance plan that pharma isn't necessarily covered and you don't have a copay and you just pay full price for your prescriptions, sure, 3X on pharmacy is huge. But outside of that, how do I pay for my gas? 1.5X, occasionally 5X. How do I pay for my groceries? And as you all know, I'm a grocery man. I'm not taking 1.5X on groceries. I just think that there's no real way for spending, especially in its current setup, right? Chase doesn't, more widely, Chase has not prevailed in showing upgrade, downgrade offers, right? And then also, when you can hold more than one Sapphire, but am I going to upgrade my Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Freedom Flex, and any other zero annual fee card to 3 or 4 CSPs or CSRs just to get 20, 30,000 UR points? Not likely. So unless they change the model in which they go about, and it looks like they are taking a lot of Amex guidelines, they could do this, but, and this is a conversation point for a later topic that we have, but I see us coming into a bear market here in the next 6 to 12 months. And being that Chase is one of the biggest credit card issuers, and really the only credit card issuer that has a really truly diverse portfolio of offerings outside of credit cards, I think they're going to be a little hard pressed to throw a massive amount at this marketing budget. That's why I think we're seeing it right now, is because they want to have that acquisition, because probably in 6 to 12, 18 months, you aren't going to see a lot of credit card new accounts. And that could be for a plethora of reasons. And granted, I am not a financial guru. I am not able to see the future, but I can read trends and it is quite literally my entire job to analyze data, whatever. I think Chase is going to see, hey, we offer mortgages, we offer car loans, we offer brokerages. Unfortunately, when things get hard economically, people have to liquidate some of their retirement. They have to liquidate their assets. And so Chase is the place that will see a lot of that liquidation. Amex, they've already gotten from underneath their IRAs and their other items outside of personal loans, which every time I log into the Amex site, they are trying to get me to take a personal loan. Please, I don't want it. Same thing with Capital One. You can get a car loan, but outside of credit cards, that's their main business, right? So unless they change like a truly pivotal part of their business and also the structure of their cards, or they start doing no lifetime language offers, I think 524 has to go the way of the dodo. Otherwise, like, what's the point of like continuously trying to get new Chase cards? I can't do it every 2 years now. But that's me. I think unless we see a truly change in their current model of business, I don't think that this would work out in having both there, 524 and no lifetime language.
No, that definitely makes sense. I think 524 is going away. I think the lifetime language, they're implementing it not particularly well, but everything that they've been implementing this year has been bad in terms of implementation. And that is putting it as lightly as possible. Like, I'm trying to be as friendly as I can to Big Blue. They are going to have to figure something out. If customer acquisition is going to be a problem in the next 6 to 12 months, or in 6 to 12 months, the only other thing that you can do is start making your cards easier to spend, like more valuable to spend on. But you're going to have to completely reform the Freedom Unlimited. You'd have to completely redo the Freedom Flex. And those cards themselves, the Freedom line is 15 years old now. The Freedom Unlimited came out, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. And in a time where the portal guaranteed 1.5 or guaranteed 1.25, you could guarantee like 1.85 and 2.25 returns for the Freedom Unlimited. You could get away with 1.5. Now, where Points Boost, as valuable as Points Boost may be and has been for Lonnie, and I'm not going to say that it hasn't been valuable for Lonnie, in a world where Points Boost is basically roulette, you're gonna have to guarantee some more value to convince people to spend on the cards. I do think 524 has to go if they're starting to implement lifetime language. And after their core cards, how many other personal cards are really worth getting? The IHG Premier, maybe the Aeroplane card if Aeroplane is your jam, or Star Alliance is your jam, and then possibly the World of Hyatt card. But they're potentially implementing a new, like a higher tier World of Hyatt card. We don't know what that looks like yet. And since most new cards break 524 anyway, you may as well just throw it out with the rest of the bathwater. I think the cards need to be restructured, but they could just do spend bonuses. They could look into doing Amex if they're going to continue their slow battleship turn of copying Amex. They could do things like spend 3,000, get 15,000 points, and just do random 5Xs here and there, regardless of the card in question. Do I think they're going to do that? I don't know. Do I think that would go a long way toward helping rehabilitate the image of it seems like Chase doesn't know what the heck they're doing? Yeah. But we'll have to see. But I do think if you're instituting lifetime language, if you're starting to institute lifetime language and you're doing it on the ink cards and you're doing it on the Sapphire cards, you may as well lift 524. Lonnie, any further thoughts here?
I think both of y'all hit the main key points there and make some really great arguments. I don't think Chase is going to do any of that because they are not doing right now. So they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. I think that's the reality. No matter how we feel and what we would expect and what we want, I think they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. They'll realize it and then correct it, but they're going to shoot themselves in the foot first.
It's amazing. In 2024, when we were doing this podcast, Bill decided to just point a howitzer at their leg. And for whatever reason, 2025, Chase has decided to point a howitzer at their leg. What company is going to point a howitzer at their leg in 2026? We keep doing this.
Are we going to? Oh, you said the 4-letter word that begins with a B.
Lonnie, you and I need to schedule some time.
Oh, apparently, I'm getting my Wells Fargo card now, man.
It's a good card.
You can
And
use it for travel.
It's got
But
the
now we
3X
don't have
category
them
for travel and transit.
I've been forced to a new ecosystem, and I have no idea what I'm going to do with it except for call the number and say, I don't want this thing.
You can opt out before February. You can do that.
And I probably won't get a 2.0, but I am not going to ruin our built episode 4.
Whatever. It's a series at this point.
Season 2, episode 1. Season 2.0.
Ooh. Yes, correct.
Actually, I have 2 questions now. The first, does this actually matter for people that are not points and miles people? And I think that being the majority of people that like Chase
the 524 thing,
language, or 524 and lifetime language.
I don't think unless you are getting deep into the game, you don't even know that 524 exists.
Normal people have no more than like maybe 3 credit cards anyway.
Yeah. And then my second question was just curious, Lonnie, what would they have to do to make you get a Build 2.0 card?
Anything else?
What if they just gave you a carbon copy of the old CSR?
At 0 annual fee? I'll take that.
At $550.
$495.
Actually, $495.
If it was a carbon copy of the CSR at $495, I would actually take it.
Okay.
If I could still get the 2.0 points boost directly from United, and y'all that don't know, you can get 175 on economy and then 2.0 on first class or Polaris, which makes first class or Polaris sometimes cheaper than economy for y'all that don't know with points boost. So it's really effing awesome right now for y'all trying to hit status with United. This guy goes saving points and getting more status and more miles all at once. Chase points. I don't want to let the card go, but I don't need it. But that points boost is just too sweet. And I get to still stack it. Actually, was it last week's episode where I was actually booking a trip while we're on the air?
It was last week or the week before, yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those. So that was at a JW Marriott, and I get to stack that with my platinum status from my Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card. I'm gonna get the points, gonna get the perks, gonna get all the Chase the Edit stuff, the same perks as FHR or whatnot, and then all my platinum stuff. And because I'm already platinum and I can tie my number to it, Marriott reached out to me, and I'm not taking that trip for another 9 or 10 days, like over Thanksgiving weekend, that is. So they already reached out to me. I booked the cheapest room on Chase the Edit. I'm not saying that to be cheap, but I'm literally saying I booked the studio room with 2 beds in it, not even a pull-out sofa. They're already telling me they will be upgrading me because I doubled it. Chase the Edit perks plus platinum perks. So I'm really liking the points boost and all that other stuff that comes along with, because this was a points boost booking, of course, as well. If you can use it, you can use it. So going back to your question, Craig, I got to be able to use and keep that. But if they gave me if they made a cloned it, not even carbon copy, if they cloned the CSR at $495, and I would lose absolutely nothing, I would get rid of my CSR and switch it to Built, just because it's going to save me $300 a year. But we both know in the reality that we live in the universe that we occupy, that ain't gonna happen.
Fair enough.
Nope. So thank you, Jason. Our last question comes from Keith, who asks, what is your ultimate premium travel card? Keith highlights the American Express Business Platinum. We're not going to go into the hows and the whys of the Business Platinum, but Lonnie, what would be your ultimate premium travel card?
I don't know what ultimate card would be, but as of right now, just because we're getting to that time of the year where I'm getting ready for more bookings and my credits are going to roll over. The Platinum is looking pretty damn good, and it's with its new mirror finish. The Hilton Aspire will come back into play starting on January 1st at 12:01 a.m. because I've already hit the 60K. After you hit your 60K, I don't need to use this no more this year.
Yep.
I got too many cards to keep it in the wallet after you hit your 60K in a year. I told you I was going to do it, Matt. I told you that first year I was going to go ham on that card, and I did it. It was like my only card for almost the entire year.
3
Took like
FNCs.
Yep, got all 3 of them. And the best part about it is the third one I just got maybe like a month or 2 ago. I got the card in December of 24, which means next month I get another one. So even though technically that first one I've already used and expired, but the other 2 plus this refresh one, the annual one, gives me 3 going into 2026. And I already know what I'm going to use them on. Anyway, it'll be another Conrad property. Yeah, so my Hilton Aspire, my Amex Platinum, I would say those because I'm not getting rid of my Aspire card. And so, yeah, right after the ball drops, I'm probably going to go ridiculously ham on that card again, even more ham than I did this year because I was playing around with which card I use for what versus I'm just going to go gangbusters on my Hilton Aspire card, get that one out of the way as early as I possibly can. And I've mentioned this before. I know my Q1 is the majority of my spend for the entire year. Most of my things that I have to pay for the year that are high spend all happen for me in Q1. I just set my life up that way. So yeah, we're doing it again. 2026 Hilton Aspire premium travel card. I have not had a bad experience with that card. I have not had an experience where I would say, this is not the right card or the right card for me, or why did I get it? It has pleasantly surprised me every turn since I've had it, and it's probably going to be a keeper card going forward.
Nope, that makes sense. Craig, your ultimate premium travel card.
Yeah. So for me, it's and I will probably not have this card until I'm old and gray or hit the lotto. But the Centurion card, you all have heard me talk about it. It's my oh my God, holy grail card. I am not spending $1 million a year. I'm not spending $300,000 a year. That's just not going to happen anytime in the next 20 years, maybe 20 years, but who knows? But if I'm being realistic about cards I can actually use, similar to Lonnie, it's the Amex Platinum and the Hilton Aspire. I took my card from a Surpass, hit the 15K, then went to the Aspire, got the FNC there, got the FNC at the 30 and FNC at the 60. So we're at 4 FNCs for the year. Now, this was all before I had used or found out that they had nuked Hilton points. So that's a thing. So I've got like a ton of Hilton points sitting around with 4 FNCs that I don't really want to use. But the FNCs, yes. The points, But we'll figure that out. I don't think that I'll go. So I'll say this. I think the Hilton Aspire is a fantastic card, whether you stay at Hilton's a ton or if you stay at Hilton's a little bit, right? If you only spend 4 to 6 days a year at Hilton, and it's at a resort, I still think it's worth it. I still think that you can more than break even with the Hilton Aspire if you only spend 4 to 6 days at a resort a year between being able to call in and pre-charge. So actually, that is a good note. I need to do that. I'm not taking many trips next year, but I still want to burn that $200 resort credit this half of the year, and I'll burn it again next half of the year too. But I really do love the Hilton Aspire, right? Say what you will about Hilton points. I'm pissy because now 3 Hilton points is less valuable at the most ultra high end, but I wasn't planning on going there next year anyway, or maybe probably not even the following year. But you still get 3x per dollar spent, whether or not you value Hilton points at half a penny or at a penny. It's 1.5x, which is no different than the Chase Sapphire Freedom Unlimited if you are just taking cash back. And it is okay to cash in points, just so everybody is aware. Or if you take them at a penny a point, that's 3% cash back. I also love and this is just a me thing, I love getting 7X for my car rentals, especially now that the Sapphire Reserve doesn't do it anymore. It is my primary car rental car. I go ahead and I pay the $24.99 for the Amex insurance because it is just, I enjoy the process and I enjoy the ease of use there. So I love the Hilton Aspire. Despite how I feel about Hilton Points, the card itself, you just can't beat it. You get diamond status, you get all these perks. It is a wonderful card. And for those of you out there that have a Hilton Aspire, if you've not already, please use your airline credit as well.
Yeah, the only annoying thing about that credit is it's $50 a quarter. I
Yeah,
understand you can quickly liquidate it, throw it into the United Travel Bank. I know that's what you're about to say.
Oh no, that's actually not what I was going to say. I was going to say it's a cheap little discount that you can just throw on a flight.
That's fair. That's fair. I just don't like those 50 a quarter. Just let me have
No, I feel that.
Let me play with the $200. Like Amex, you give me the $200 airline incidental on the Platinum. You can give me the $200 airline incidental on the Aspire. It's not going to kill you. But yeah, I don't know if I have an ultimate premium travel card. I'm still determining if I'm 90% sure I can make the Sapphire Reserve work for me. I also am not as heavy a traveler as my colleagues, so I can probably survive on lower tier cards. Obviously, if anyone could qualify for the Centurion card, everyone who can qualify for the Centurion card would get the Centurion card. I would absolutely get the Centurion card if I had that sort of spend, if I had that sort of initiation fee, if I had that sort of whatever. Like if Amex sent me an invite for it, yes, I'll apply. What? Of course. I'm dumb. I'm not stupid. And so, like, beyond that, I can talk myself into and out of several cards. I don't think that the City Strata Elite, for the people that the City Strata Elite works for, I think it works pretty well. I do not feel I am one of those people. I do not want to go out of my way to make that card work for me. Yes, the splurge credit's nice and easy to hit. No, I don't want to go through the City Travel Portal. I have tried to avoid the bank travel portals as much as possible until it became somewhat it's becoming more interesting to me to use the Chase travel portal as opposed to the City travel portal, because Chase is at least starting to leverage its relationships with IHG, and pretty soon Hyatt, where you can start making those bookings in the portal regardless of level of hotel and getting your status reflected, potentially, if you hold the Sapphire Reserve. Going to Chase Travel right now with the Sapphire Reserve, you'll see a lot of IHG properties are showing as loyalty eligible, regardless of the level of property. Like I'm seeing Holiday Inn Expresses in Chase Travel, where now I could book that. Let's say I book it with cash. Now I'm getting 8 times points plus my IHG status reflected plus these other things. So if Chase is leaning into that, I'm here for that. Like I'd gladly take 8 times points for that. But I've largely avoided travel portals before then because the value just wasn't there. I am someone who, if I traveled more, the Platinum could make sense. I don't travel enough to make the Platinum out for me. That's just the reality. So I can't call that the ultimate premium travel card for me because I'd be sticking the square peg through a round hole, and that doesn't always work. So I'm going to see if I can continue to make the Sapphire Reserve work for me. I would very much like to see a Sapphire Preferred refresh done properly because I don't know that Chase can do that right now.
What card do I have right now?
Exactly.
What is this card?
Oh, and if you have Sapphire Preferred card holders asking that question after the Sapphire Preferred refresh, just strip down Sapphire and do a full rebuild. Like you got to do the full sports rebuild. It's going to be bad for a little while, and then maybe it starts getting better. Oh man, you got to look into the Connor McDavid of credit cards if you're going to go that route. But I'm still very interested to see what Wells Fargo comes out with, and I'm somewhat interested to see what Built may or may not be able to complete, may or may not be able to do. I have very little faith in the new Built 2.0 cards, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. After that, I don't really have anything else. Strata Elite doesn't interest me. Venture X doesn't interest me. Wells Fargo's bringing nothing to the table. And I'm assuming that hockey is coming back to Atlanta for the third time, but I don't know how the new U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve is going to look. And I'm pretty sure it's going to look bad.
I was going to say, not great, Bob. Not great.
Yeah. Like they're supposed to be announcing travel partners in 27 days. I am almost certain they're not going to they're going to miss the assignment on that one. And like they need to announce Korean Air or something to get people interested.
Even then, is it really enough to deal with the headaches that is 37 different point currencies within U.S. Bank?
Oh, they're going to come out with 3 more versions of the split card before then, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Again, U.S. Bank needs an intervention. Get your letters written. Tell them how much you love them. Tell them how much what they're doing to you is seriously affecting your abilities to do anything with them.
This is also a really good question, and I don't think I've actually asked or you've answered this, Lonnie. I know Matt's firmly in the yes camp, but are you keeping your CSR?
I have decided I will keep it for 1 year to see how it goes. And then that year I will burn every chase point that I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after I do that, if I'm like, okay, because I feel like I roughly have, between my wife and I, we are probably like 800,000 like chase points combined at the moment. And so let's figure that out first. I feel like after you burn through like 700,000, 800,000 points, you have I don't want any more, or I want to like replenish this and continue flowing down this river. I feel like after we do that, I will have a better understanding. But as of right now, like I want to burn them. I want to use as much as possible, and I want to figure it out. Because I think after that point, it might not actually be keep the CSR or not. It could be keep the CSR and get rid of a whole bunch of other stuff because I'm getting so much value out of the Chase Travel Portal.
Yeah. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, I still think there's more coming, obviously, because they pre-announced that Explorer status will be added to the card. If Explorers is going to be the spend is $75K, please put Discoverist at bare minimum. But I still don't know like how they're hacksawing and like battlefield dressing their mistakes.
For me right now, it's still so I have until June, right? My next CSR will hit. It's a 50-50 toss-up still at this point. I'm not loving the credits. StubHub has a surprisingly high amount of upcharge and fees on most of those tickets, especially those that are just, for whatever reason, going to take me all the way back to Ticketmaster anyway. So there's that.
So on that, have you looked at Viagogo?
No.
Okay. Run it through Viagogo just in case, because Viagogo is it's the same company, but I think the fees are less on Viagogo. I think. I can't guarantee it.
I'll check it out, but $150 credit saved me $60, which $60 is $60. But am I saving $60 and spending what's that, $990? Because my wife also likes the biggest proponent of keeping the CSR right now is that my wife just likes having one singular card in her wallet, and I don't want Capital One miles at this point. But like for the Explorers and everything, I get that status from having AA status, so it doesn't really move the needle for me right now. The platinum credits are just easier to use, but also it's because Amex is allergic to giving you any type of multiplier that isn't flight. It kind of sucks to not have a direct travel card for hotels and everything else. But I guess that's what the green is for. But who wants to pay 2 credits?
That's what Amex wants you to do.
I shan't.
Yeah.
No, I would try Viagogo. I just did Islander tickets, and so I basically got BOGO. So what would have been like 100 or just under 300, I ended up saving $150. So for me, I got full value out of the credit, but I'm also in a much larger metropolitan area, and like I have so many other avenues that I can burn the StubHub credit.
The thing is, we're going to Chicago. I'm not going. My wife is taking her mom to see Leslie Odom Jr. performing in Chicago, so it's not like we aren't looking at like huge metro areas.
That's fair.
So
That's
you know,
$1,000.
no. So the 3 tickets for her sister and her mother were $670 or something around there. It was still a couple of $100 cheaper. It was about $130, $140 cheaper on just going straight through Ticketmaster. But after fees and taxes and everything, we saved about $60. So $20 per ticket is what we overall saved.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I would double, like, I can't guarantee anything, but Viagogo it's all one company, but Viagogo, since it's less used and less known compared to StubHub, might be an option going forward. I'm just saying experiment with it after the first.
Yeah. Again, I've got until June to figure it out. So
yeah,
I've already paid my fee.
Yeah, I've got until April before my new fee checks in, and I'm pretty much 75-25. I'm going to keep it, but I have to see.
The only other thing holding me back is the Sapphire Lounge in Philly, but again, far less work travel, so less important now too.
Never step foot in the Sapphire Lounge. So
honestly,
they're just not in the airports I've traveled through.
No, that's fair. You got to think I'm doing mostly East Coast travel: Boston, New York, Philly.
I'm starting to research more of these like memberships and like bringing exclusive things to you. I think Founders Card, that sort of thing. I'm looking at them, but they're all doing the same thing of join the membership before you find out everything that we have, which I don't appreciate.
I said the same thing to Mr. Joe Barretto himself when he was, because I only looked at the Founders Card because of him. I'm like, dude, this thing feels like a scam.
It feels like it. I haven't signed up for Founders Card yet. It feels like a scam. I absolutely understand where you're coming from. At least on their Facebook page, they are a sieve with information. Like they tell you the things that you can get on the Facebook page. They don't give you the full prices for it, but they want you to buy the $9.95 package, which is fine, whatever. And they give you a lot of value with the $9.95 package, and I'm fine with that. But I don't want to pay $1,000 for Nesta Gold status and Hilton Gold. Like I can pay $150 for Hilton Gold. So I'm trying to see what some of these other memberships like Vantage X give you, but you do have to become a member. So at least they give you a 30-day free trial. Maybe I'll do that just to see if it's worth it. But I've been looking for other things. And the thing I'm actually more interested in is memberships and subscriptions and using those subscriptions to be the thing that buys you status. Because all a credit card is, all a premium travel credit card is just a subscription.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Again, all a premium travel credit card is just a subscription. And I would gladly pay a subscription that doesn't include the credit card. I would probably pay more if you give me significant enough value.
Absolutely. If I could have the perks of the platinum without the bonus spend for a much cheaper price, I'd just sign up for the subscription.
Yeah.
If I had something that gave me basic status at the top four, the big four chains, IHG, Hilton, Marriott, and Hyatt, if I had something where I could buy even like basic statuses across the board without having to do the stay requirements for, okay, I don't want Hilton Silver and I don't want Marriott Silver, but if you could get something like IHG Platinum, Hyatt Discoverist, Marriott Gold, and I know Marriott Gold is just spit in your face and here's your water, here's your Wi-Fi, but I don't want to spend 25 nights to just get here's your water. I'll pay for it.
Or just buy the water.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think you're on the right path there, Matt. And I think we just inadvertently created our own business.
So what you're
hey,
saying
guys.
So what you're saying is we have to set up some meetings in California.
Hey, guys. I think we just created a great business proposal.
Oh, I was about to use that as my interview for another company.
Oh, I didn't know you applied to Bill.
Sir? The other 4-letter one. Anyway. So
Side note, I'm so sorry. World Cup tickets outrageously expensive. I shan't be using my Viagogo on that.
Oh no, God, no! Don't do that.
I don't like. My little guy started playing soccer. I don't like soccer enough to spend 23 grand on a ticket.
I'd go see F1. Are they going back to Vegas?
They
Let me
are.
see.
It's this week.
Of course, they're going back to Vegas. It's money.
Yeah. It's
Money.
this week?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I can't remember. Has Austin happened already? And then Miami is coming up too.
Nah. I actually don't like Miami. Sorry for anybody that's in Miami. I've been there enough where I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, I feel that. Austin's decent.
Is it weird that I don't particularly care for F1? Like, I know some drivers. I only know the top names. But, like, I don't really care about F1. But I would be willing to go stand in a wood or, like, on a hillside and watch rally.
No. I'd watch rally. 100% watch rally. But I think it'd be cool just to go see a F1. Now, I was planning on going to Vegas last weekend because Mecum Auto Auction, and I have an affinity for vehicles, especially vintage ones. Didn't do that. And now I realize I can't go this weekend or next weekend either for F1.
Oh.
I don't think my kid would enjoy F1, though. I think it's too loud. And, like, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
No,
F1 feels like a 10 and up kind of venture.
Just to sit on a bench and watch cars drive by really fast, I don't think would impress him.
Oddly enough, I have a friend that works for NASCAR, and they're trying to convince me to come down to Charlotte to watch a race. And I was like, yeah, we'll see about that.
Unless you let me sit in the pit, I don't want to go. If I get to go in the pit, I 100% go.
I want to go one time just to say I went, but
I mean, I've walked on the Indy 500 course, but, like, I'm not going to go watch IndyCar all day.
Yeah.
So, like, I've brokered some pretty sweet deals where you get to do one of two things. And these are the only two things with any type of sporting event that I want to do. And that is be on the ground level, i.e. like the pit or on the sideline or courtside or in the private owners' booths. It's either I'm here or I'm here. I don't want to see any other sporting event anywhere in between here. After those types of experiences, nothing in here. I don't care where it's at. No. Either I want to have grass between my toes or whatever they offer in that private owner's booth.
I understand it. I feel it.
That is completely fair. All right. With that, Keith, thanks so much for your question. We went down the rabbit hole on that one. So
we went far down the rabbit hole. We created a whole new rabbit hole.
Yep. With that, gentlemen, any final thoughts?
I think we just had our final thoughts.
That sounds like we did, yeah. All right. As we want to do, we like to highlight our diamond and new members. We have one new member this week, Stephanie Haas. Apologize if I mispronounced your name. Our diamond members are Rupert Pond, Brandon Hirsch, Ragrix Hunter, Mitch528, AP, Keith, and Double Animal Fries. Check out stackyourpoints.com for ways to join the membership for Lonnie's channel, my channel, Craig's potential channel. We'll leave on that little cliffhanger.
Working on it, y'all.
He is
Spoiler alert.
I am working on it. It's a lot more work than I expected.
Oh, yeah. But stackyourpoints.com, you can join the Discord. You can join our membership. You can find all of our channels. We are live on Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. Don't know if we'll be live this week. We also do non-credit card related live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. as well. With that, thanks so much for your time. We'll talk to you soon. See you next week.